But eventually, you get to what is often considered the most famous part of this game, and what everybody asks when you talk about this game, which I think is kind of a disservice, but it is. I guess at the time it was new, and it led to some things I really hate about RPGs. But um, you know, they were having fun with it. Is you get to pick a wife through a series of events. They're fine in and of itself, but the main thing is you get to pick. In the original, you get to pick between Bianca or Nira. Bianca, of course, was your childhood friend. You did that castle thing with, and then Nira was as a girl that has a rich father, and she's generally a well received character. Like she's not mean or anything. She's very kind. Um, and in the DS remake, you get to also potentially marry his other daughter, who is a monster. Her name is Deborah. Yuji Horii said they designed it specifically because you would never want to pick her. He
Though
misjudged.
she's funny in her own right.
He misjudged the.
I watched Brian, I think, Deborah, and just looked at the banter that she was saying, with party chat.
Yeah. She just demeans
That's
you.
miserable.
We did a Reddit poll here. We asked, make sure you check us out on Reddit, RPG Archive. Find us, join. We're doing polls on the games we play, and here we asked Dragon Quest V, who did you marry? I guess I'm part of the problem. And our choices are Bianca, Deborah, or Nira. Number one with 27 votes was Bianca. And then number two with 15 votes was Nira. And 3 was Deborah with 13 votes. Actually, Deborah and Nira are very close. Some of the comments. Let me zoom in here. Dragons for Laifu says, first playthrough Bianca, literally every other playthrough since Nira. I started one playthrough where I married Deborah, so I had a playthrough with all the waifus, and in the end I deleted it because I couldn't enjoy a playthrough with any other wife that wasn't Nira. Guy Beard Main said, only playthrough I finished was one where I married Deborah because she's rad as fuck. She's a strong, independent woman who don't need a man, but is willing to let one go on her adventure anyway.
Let's go.
Milky Katya said, the first time I played through, I was annoyed that I had to choose a wife. I was maybe 13, so I chose the one that would annoy me the least. I can't handle Bianca and her talk about the ghost tower, so I chose Nira, but Nira is absolutely my first love. Each time I replay this game, I always choose her. I have very strong emotions for a video game character, and I'm okay with it because in my mind, we went through so much together. I absolutely love Nira. Oh.
Sweet.
Very kind. But Bianca is our number one, and I understand that. The first time I played it, I picked Bianca because of what we went through. It seemed criminal that you wouldn't pick her. Like why?
Right. I did the same thing. That also Dragons for Laifu guy, I think he was the first one, said he picked Bianca first and then picked Nira subsequently. Maybe I was wrong. But
yeah, right, exactly.
And I read this somewhere else. It's almost like the game pushes you. Pick Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to pick Nira. Like it is wrong, like you said. Is you have such a already founded connection with her. Versus Nira is like you encounter her once as a child. Like they come through the town. It's I forget the name of the town. It's an insignificant town, but by the haunted house. Her father, and then she's like, okay, maybe I'll remember you one day or something. My counterpoint to that, though, is that just because you've been through something with somebody, or fate would have that you should marry, whoever, doesn't mean you have to. I think with Bianca, it's just because you've been through something doesn't necessarily create attraction.
Well,
I think Nira is kind of more of like a pinnacle, staple, archetypal female aesthetic beauty, I guess. And she's a nice person you find on the journey.
Mm-hmm. Well, with Bianca, I mean, added to the fact that you went through what you did with Bianca, they also try to guilt you into it because she has her mom died, or something about her mom died, or somebody, I think it was her mom, and she's like every day she's at the gravestone just like commemorating her, and her dad is like, oh, someone needs to take her. She's really lonely these days, and she needs help. Like, which is just like I was not gonna pick her on this playthrough, and I was like, I know I'm not going to. And then having this like, okay, yeah, that sucks. I'm gonna pick the blue hair girl.
Yeah, me too. I picked there.
I was gonna pick Deborah, but I decided to go with a monster instead of because I was gonna pick her because she's more of a fighter. But I decided to just pick a monster and said, screw it, I'll just pick Nira. But
she gets a sick item too. It's called Diamond to Kill It. It allows her to pick up or attack twice.
Yeah,
I didn't know what that item was because I had it, and it sells for like 150,000 gold coins or 15,000. I don't know if I'm getting my math right, but looked sick when I read about it online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe one day I'll do another playthrough and do that. But so like little things that are different is it'll change the color of your kid's hair. So Bianca has blonde hair, so your kids will be blonde. Nira is blue hair, so the hair will be blue. Deborah, I didn't play with Deborah, but I'm assuming hair will be brown, black, whatever that is. And then Deborah is more of a physical attacker, though she has spells. Bianca, I believe, is more damage, but has some healing. And Nira is more of a healer. Every guide I read, they like don't even bother using them anyway. But I think
she was great, dude. Nira, she was using Frizzle in the end game, and it was doing like 200 damage.
So that's pretty damn good.
She was underpowered too because you get the wife back after the kids. The kids had leveled up so much by the time I got to her. Yeah, I'm curious if you picked Deborah. I didn't pick her because I didn't want my playthrough to be insufferable. I'm curious what her reactions are. Times like where she gets kidnapped or where you rescue her. Is she like, about damn time, you loser? I do want to see what she says.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see that. That's one of my complaints, and we'll probably talk about more with the monster taming. But I have some qualms with the people that talk about this game.
Yeah, no, I do think it's unfair to characterize Dragon Quest V primarily on the choice of a waifu. I think there's so much more to the game than that, and it's just a fun little tidbit. I don't think it needs to be that much given attention to, but I don't mind. I don't mind that that's a question that comes up. Oh, so what wife did you pick? Because it actually kind of lends some, I don't know, authenticity to the game or some credibility. Like it almost kind of boosts the Dragon Quest name brand in a sense. Like maybe it helps appeal to more people. So if that's the end result is that more people will play Dragon Quest V out of it, I don't mind.
I'm cool with that. I don't like the waifu thing with like anime stuff. Because that got roped into 8 and 11. Is there like, because like 8, with the remake, you could change who your wife is at the end.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, who'd you marry at the end? It's like this.
Yeah.
Can
I ask you this? Would you prefer that there was a preset wife path that you automatically married Bianca?
I think they could have made it an interesting. I mean, I think the story they want you to follow is the Bianca one, and I would be fine if it was set up that you just married Bianca. I would have no issue with that. I think it's actually the best story is that you marry Bianca, and then because it's just the most romantic. I don't know the way that all the events are played out and stuff. It doesn't, like you said, it doesn't really make any sense to marry anybody else. Like Nira there's somebody that likes her a lot that's in the competition to get her, and you're like, okay, I'll join this. I have no connection to Nira at all. I'm just using her so I can get, progress my story. It's like, I'll just go with Bianca and you can have her. And that's like the most heroic thing you could do is, have a trophy and give it up for somebody else. So everything points to me that Bianca is the right answer and you should just play that. But I guess some people like choice. So there you go.
It's hard to counterpoint it, because like I mean, I think that like that kid who tries to be your suitor, then just goes and finds somebody else anyway. You pick her.
Mhm.
If you go to the church like later, he's there with somebody else. So I mean, you could be saving her from a potentially troubled relationship. That's
Yeah.
not fully explored. So like, I get it. But my thing is like, I did like Nera a lot. I felt like more of a protector.
Hmm.
Because Bianca's very much fine on her own. She's tomboy-esque. Although like I guess her character art maybe wouldn't suggest that as much on the DS version. Or typical kind of Dragon Ball artwork, I guess. Um, there's something about Nera that I felt was right. So it was weird to me. I'm not surprised by the poll results. I'm happy that Nera and even Deborah got as many picks as they did. Um, shows that people are not as like single-minded to it as needed. But Bianca's definitely like a fan favorite. A lot of people pick her. Like it is. I think it's normal to pick her, especially the first time you play.
Yeah.
If you were playing this the first time, you don't pick her. I don't want to say like what's wrong with you, because I mean there's nothing wrong. It's a video game, but you made the wrong choice.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, as an adult, for as a teen, from then on,